Hey seniors, Michael here from Seniors Money with a massive announcement that's going to blow your mind. Are you ready for this? Because what I'm about to share with you could be a game-changing, life-altering opportunity for retirees across this great nation. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of this one-time payment, let's take a moment to set the stage and truly appreciate the significance of this announcement. For many seniors, the impact of inflation has been nothing short of devastating. The rising costs of essential goods and services, from groceries and utilities to healthcare and housing, have put an incredible strain on fixed retirement incomes that simply haven't kept pace. Tough choices have had to be made, sacrificing certain luxuries, cutting back on expenses, or even downsizing living situations just to make ends meet. The financial stress and uncertainty have taken an emotional toll, casting a shadow over what should be the golden years of your well-deserved retirement. But now, there's a glimmer of hope on the horizon. The government has recognized the immense burden that inflation has placed on our senior population, and they've taken action to provide much-needed relief. Imagine, for a moment, what an extra $2,200 could mean for you. Perhaps it would allow you to catch up on overdue bills or tackle those nagging home repairs you've been putting off. Maybe it could provide a little extra breathing room in your monthly budget, or even fund a small vacation or indulgence you've been longing for. Whatever your specific situation, this one-time payment has the potential to be a true lifeline, alleviating some of the financial pressures and restoring a sense of security and stability in your retirement years. But as with any government program or initiative, there are likely plenty of questions swirling in your mind. Who exactly qualifies for this payment? How do you go about applying for it? And perhaps most importantly, what strategies can you employ to ensure this financial boost has a lasting impact on your retirement? Well, fear not, because we're about to dive headfirst into this exciting topic and provide you with all the answers you need. Before we delve into the specifics of this one-time payment and how to access it, it's important to understand the gravity of the situation that prompted this government action: the impact of inflation on Canada's retiree population. Inflation, simply put, is the sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services over time. As prices rise, the purchasing power of your fixed income decreases, making it increasingly difficult to maintain the same standard of living. For retirees living on a fixed income from sources like the Canada Pension Plan (CP), Old Age Security (OAS), and personal savings or investments, the effects of inflation can be particularly devastating. Unlike those who are still actively employed and can potentially negotiate for higher wages or seek out new job opportunities, retirees are often left with few options to combat the erosion of their purchasing power. In recent years, Canada has experienced a significant uptick in inflation rates, driven by a variety of factors including supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and the lingering economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Consumer Price Index (CPI), which measures the average change in prices paid by consumers for a basket of goods and services, has consistently risen at rates well above the Bank of Canada's target range of 1 to 3%. This sustained period of high inflation has put immense pressure on retirees' budgets, forcing many to make difficult choices and sacrifices just to make ends meet. Let's take a look at some specific areas where the impact of inflation has been particularly acute. Housing and utilities. For many seniors, housing costs, whether rent or mortgage payments, and utilities like electricity, heating, and water represent a significant portion of their monthly expenses. As these costs continue to rise, it becomes increasingly challenging to afford safe, comfortable, and secure living situations. Healthcare and prescription drugs. Even with the availability of public healthcare in Canada, many seniors still face out-of-pocket costs for prescription medications, dental care, vision care, and other healthcare-related expenses. The rising costs in this sector can quickly strain limited retirement budgets. Food and groceries. Putting food on the table is a basic necessity, but the cost of groceries has been steadily increasing, often outpacing the rate of inflation for other goods and services. For seniors on a fixed income, this can mean having to make difficult choices between nutrition and other essential expenses. Whether it's maintaining a vehicle, relying on public transportation, or utilizing specialized services like taxis or ride-sharing, the costs associated with mobility and transportation can take a significant bite out of a retiree's budget, limiting their ability to remain active and independent. In recognition of the immense strain that inflation has placed on Canadian seniors, the federal government has unveiled a bold and unprecedented initiative: A one-time payment of $2,200 that will be deposited directly into the bank accounts of eligible retirees. This massive financial injection is aimed at providing much-needed relief and support to those who have been hit hardest by the rising cost of living, helping to alleviate some of the financial burdens and restoring a sense of stability and security during these challenging times. But as with any government program or initiative, there are likely many questions swirling in your mind. Who exactly qualifies for this payment? How do you go about applying for it? And what steps can you take to ensure this financial boost has a lasting impact on your retirement? It's important to note that the impact of inflation doesn't just affect seniors' day-to-day living expenses. It can also have far-reaching consequences on their long-term financial security. For example, the eroding purchasing power of fixed retirement income sources like CPP and OAS can make it increasingly difficult to cover unexpected or emergency expenses, such as major home repairs, medical bills, or other unforeseen costs. Additionally, the value of any personal savings or investments can be diminished by inflation, potentially jeopardizing the ability to maintain a desired standard of living throughout one's retirement years. The psychological toll of inflation on seniors should also not be underestimated. The constant stress and uncertainty surrounding financial stability can lead to increased anxiety, depression, and a diminished overall quality of life during what should be a time of relaxation and enjoyment. It's clear that the impact of inflation on Canada's retiree population is a multifaceted and complex issue, one that demands urgent attention and action from policymakers and government leaders. In recognition of the immense strain that inflation has placed on Canadian seniors, the federal government has unveiled a bold and unprecedented initiative, a one-time payment of $2,200 that will be deposited directly into the bank accounts of eligible retirees. This massive financial injection is aimed at providing much-needed relief and support to those who have been hit hardest by the rising cost of living, helping to alleviate some of the financial burdens and restoring a sense of stability and security during these challenging times. But as with any government program or initiative, there are likely many questions swirling in your mind. Who exactly qualifies for this payment? How do you go about applying for it? And what steps can you take to ensure this financial boost has a lasting impact on your retirement? Let's start by breaking down the eligibility criteria for this one-time payment. Age requirement. To qualify for the $2,200 payment, you must be at least 65 years of age or older as of a specific cutoff date set by the government. Income threshold. There is an income cap that determines eligibility for the full $2,200 payment. This threshold is designed to ensure that the financial support is targeted towards those who need it most. Individuals or couples with incomes above a certain level may receive a reduced payment or potentially be ineligible altogether. Existing benefit eligibility. If you are already receiving benefits from the Old Age Security (OAS) program, the Guaranteed Income Supplement (GS), or the Canada Pension Plan (CPE), you will likely automatically qualify for the one-time payment, provided you meet the age and residency requirements. It's important to note that the specific details of the eligibility criteria, including the income thresholds and any potential exemptions or exceptions, are subject to change and may vary depending on your individual circumstances. Of course, every individual's financial situation and retirement goals are unique, which is why it's crucial to seek guidance from qualified financial advisors, tax professionals, or other experts who can provide personalized recommendations tailored to your specific circumstances. By taking a thoughtful and strategic approach to managing this one-time payment, you can not only alleviate the immediate financial pressures caused by inflation, but also potentially set yourself up for long-term financial security and peace of mind throughout your retirement years.